I'm pretty wide. Anyway, it's
Thursday Thunder. Again,
with me again.
and you're back.
I think it's just 3 times in a row now. Do I look a little bigger?
How's your training going?
It's good.
Yeah?
It feels good again. My legs are really sore. Love it.
My upper body is so sore.
New program.
New program. Something different?
Yeah, it's good training. Always something different.
Well, let's go. We had a bit of a training question.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, basically, just don't be soft. Was it like, let's say on a program?
Well, the question was someone was asking about training type information. Now, There's millions of training information and
Google
all sorts of stuff.
How to do bench press.
Yeah, exactly right. So you can see that. But I think what we started then talking about was how people don't train. Well, I don't think people train hard enough.
No.
No.
Like, I did my 3 sets of 10. Well, could you have done more?
Well, that's right. I've always, my bugbear with that is if you do 3 sets of 10 at a certain weight, your first 2 sets you didn't go hard enough. Because you really shouldn't be able to get 10 again on the 3rd set unless you stopped way short of failure on those other 2 sets.
Yeah.
So I'm a big believer in, I don't do a lot of sets, but every set that I do, I go balls out in.
Yeah.
To failure.
I've seen it.
Yeah. And when you're the same, yeah. So I think that's the difference. I find that mainly in girls. I see girls put up posts showing, I did a PB on leg press of 200 kilos for 3 sets of 10. You know?
Yeah.
Well, it shouldn't be. It should be a first set of 10, and then it should be 6, and then 4 if you're really going to all out fun. Yeah. So I think in terms of training, just go all out on every set. I was once spotting a guy, and I can still remember this because he did his set, and I was spotting him, and I didn't have to touch, he did hit his 6 or 7 reps quite easily, and he'd put it back. And I'm going, what'd you stop for? You had heaps more in you. And he goes, I'm saving myself up for the last set. And my question to him was, then why did you do this set? Yeah, what was the point of that set if you stopped so way short of failure? Because as far as I'm concerned, the rep that causes hypertrophy or muscular growth is that all-out, balls-out rep at the end. That is the one that will stimulate. All the other reps leading up to that last set are just preparing you for it.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I'd have like sometimes I'll do it where I'll be like, all right, well, I want to get 50 reps of this weight, and I want to do it in the least amount of sets as I possibly can. So
you go balls out on every set? That's right. Yeah, exactly right. I've tried that sort of training too, and I've tried both approaches. I'll go easy with the first to preserve energy, but that doesn't work either. You usually miss your target. Yeah. But if you can go out and get 15 on the first one, you know that you're going to make it in a lot quicker time. I think. I had an instant. You saw me deadlift last night.
Yeah.
And even though I reached my target number of reps on that 160 that I did, as soon as I dropped that weight, there was a part of me in the brain said you could have done one more.
Yeah,
and it shitted me right off.
Wasn't that like when Ronnie Coleman, when he did that huge squat that he did at the back of his mind, so it's like, I could have gone like one more rep.
Yeah. And I think that's when I did that and I sat down and my training partner said, you reached your target really good. I'm there, but I think I had one more in me.
Yeah.
And it really annoyed me because I couldn't get that set back.
And now you got to wait a whole week.
Now I got to wait. Yeah, exactly right. So always go all out.
Yeah.
All out on every set.
Make your body grow.
Yeah. The other thing I think people do, I quickly add this, is I think they make their warm-up into a workout, like too many warm-ups.
Yeah.
You've got to find that balance. I don't think you need to do 4 or 5 sets to warm up. That's me personally. But I've seen it, and that was another quote I got. I can't remember who it was. It could have been Lee Haney's seminar years ago, but he said the same thing. He goes, "Don't turn your warm-ups into a workout," meaning that don't fatigue yourself too much, in your warm-ups.
Yeah, cool.
Yes. Anyway, moving along. What have we got? Bodybuilding news.
Callum von Mooga.
Is it Mulga or Muga or?
I think it's Moga.
Moga. Yeah. Anyway, Callum he's made his move. He was a Nabo guy, and he's made his move.
WFF.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's in the US at the moment, and he made his move into NPC, which is IFBB affiliate, and he entered a regional show over there in classic physique and absolutely dominated.
Yeah.
Like, he really dominated.
He was 2-time or 3-time junior WFF Universe champion.
I think it was 2 or 3 times. Yes.
And then, so he's then moved to the NPC.
Yeah.
But don't you have to do like a qualifying, like it's Australian? How does that work?
Well, yeah, a few people have said that how come Callum can enter an American show, because the Americans tend to be really pedantic about that.
Yeah, and then, well, they're here, they're really pedantic about it. You don't do your state show, you can't do the...
Yeah, well, he did it. He was allowed to compete. Now, that has qualified him for the NPC Nationals, which are on this week. That's where the pro cards are given out. That's where IFBB pros are born in America, the NPC Nationals.
Yeah.
So he's qualified for that. People are already sort of questioning him that if he wins that, will they give him a pro card? Because that's what he said. He wants to get a classic physique pro card so he can compete in the Olympics. Now he's an Australian citizen.
Yeah, I don't get that.
No. You know, the argument for him, I suppose, is that, well, there's no classic physique in Australia. He can't compete in Australia because there is no classic physique. So,
are they bringing that next year, maybe?
No. Tony Doherty, in a recent interview I heard, said that he has no plans as yet. And it's not Tony's call anyway. Tony doesn't bring in the, that's IFBB
right.
Australia call. And at the moment, apparently they've got no intention of bringing in classic physique.
So the people want it and they're not giving it to them?
No. Apparently, I think it would be huge.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they're sitting on their hands and not bringing it in.
Well, there's a demand for it.
Yeah.
And they're not providing it.
No.
Yeah, good
So
luck.
it could be that Callum, because Mike Pearson has also,
Yeah.
Big Mike, shout out to Mike, well done mate. He's also indicated that he is moving to the IFBB and he's going to New Zealand to compete in the classic.
3-time WFF Universe champion?
Junior,
yeah.
Yeah.
Junior Universe.
Yeah.
So both of them.
Yeah.
From the WFF Universe Juniors champions to now wanting to move to this.
Exactly right. So yeah, interesting. So, but yeah, the NPC Nationals are on this weekend, so it'll be interesting to see if Callum is there. There's been nothing on his Instagram or Facebook that he's doing it. So, but he's qualified for it. So I don't know why he would have competed last weekend and he
And they've not done it.
No.
Unless they said to him, you can't do it, which wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know. All right, moving right along. The Natural Olympia was on last weekend.
Yeah.
In Las Vegas? Yes, Las Vegas.
Somewhere in America.
Yep. In the pros, Australia sent, I think, a team of about 26 people. We dominated everything, like we always do. And apparently our team of 26 was bigger than the American team.
That's crazy, because that was our smallest team that we've
That was
sent.
the smallest team Australia has sent to the Natural Olympia in a long
I think
time.
it was like last year, it was like 150.
Yeah, but everyone this year chose to do that Bali show because it was obviously cheaper. And, but anyway, in the Natural Olympia Professionals, that was the biggest division they've ever had. I think there was 18 competitors, and Australia dominated again and got top 4. Michael Waddington won, finally. The guy's been bridesmaid for so long. Kudos to Michael. He's never given up. He's kept coming back and back and back.
What is it, like 96 or something kilos?
He's a big guy.
He's huge.
He's a big guy. So he won by 1 point from Justin. Justin Figara from Australia. So Justin was visibly disappointed. I saw the video.
I did see the little clip there.
Yeah, and Justin's the same. He's been in the top 2-3 for a number of years.
Could have gone either way.
It could have, like I said.
From what I saw, he looked a little sharper, but
yeah.
Michael's big. Wasn't
Peter Hartwig in 3rd place from Brisbane. This is that beautiful classic physique.
See, he'd do good in the NPC, so.
Well, he won at the Natural Olympia in the amateur. They had a classic physique competition, and he won that one.
Yeah.
And he looks great. We all agree, and they even talk about it on Australian Bodybuilding forums about Peter, and he's got perfect lines, and he poses like Frank Zane.
Awesome posing.
Yeah, really, really good. But in the pro bodybuilding, he came 3rd, which is really good.
Well, that was the best he's looked, too.
Yes.
Sharp.
Yep.
Looks
And
sharp.
Tim Martin from Melbourne, Gentech and Recon athlete, he came in 4th.
So the top 4 all from Australia.
All 4 from Australia. And these were all big guys. Tim was big, the best I've seen Tim. The surprise of the show,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Joel Ramintos, a former Natural Olympia winner, placed 6th, which was a real shock.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
The other guys were just bigger.
This, from the reports I got, they went for big guys, and all of these guys were big guys. Joel was in phenomenal condition, but I did see that lineup, and he looked like a short, smaller guy next to these big guys.
Yeah.
You know, Michael, Justin, Tim, they're all tall guys as well.
And their condition was still
And
great.
their condition was crazy. And I think that goes to show that old-fashioned adage of a good big guy will always beat a good little guy. And that played out. So commiserations to Joel. I'm sure he'll bounce back.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
Yeah, but that's the lowest placing for Joel that I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We started here in Adelaide, didn't we?
yeah. So, but yeah, that was the Natural Olympia. Quickly, just a question which we get all the time in the shop, you know, is about WPI protein.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, is this the best protein? You know, why should I use a WPI? Latest research has really has come out that there's really no reason for you to use a WPI unless you're lactose intolerant. Because WPI proteins are generally lactose free, totally sugar and carb free, so they're a little bit more easier to digest. The problem with the WPI is the processing to a WPI from a WPC, some of the goodness is removed. So a WPC is actually better, more goodness for you in terms of the immunoglobulins and everything remain intact. We're going into a WPI process, they're removed. So I suggest to use a whey blend, or in your case,
Plant-based protein.
plant-based, which I'm using a plant-based as well. That's a funny conversation where a guy came into the shop the other day as well, and he's going, oh, you know, I have digestion problems with whey and everything. I'm there, you know, try the Pranaron plant-based. And he goes, I'm not vegan. I'm there, well, I don't care you're not vegan, but you said you've got digestion problems and this will cure it.
Yeah.
Yeah, still wouldn't buy it.
Still wouldn't buy it.
It's like there was this incredible stigma. I love the Pranaron plant-based. I think the flavours are great, and I do use it as well. And sometimes, especially on the days when I've had lots of meals and I feel a little bit full and bloated and I need to get a protein shake in, I find the plant-based proteins digestible.
I think you're gonna be weaker.
Well, I think it is. There is that perception that, oh my God, it's a plant-based protein.
It's not as much protein.
It's not as much protein, no. It's still 85% protein or something, yeah. But it was funny, and I was trying to tell him that. Why don't you want to use it? I said, this is answering your questions of digestion problems.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why people?
Yeah, you're not going to turn into a plant, folks.
Yeah, I'd be.
Like a tree limb comes out of your arms.
I think it's been
Where's your leaves?
almost 2 years for me now.
That's right.
Yeah, I would be a photosynthesizing grape.
Yeah, exactly right. All right, we've covered a lot today.
Last one, just the maxes.
Yeah, look, all right, we've got 157 days to the Adelaide Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
23rd, right?
23rd of April. Yep. We spoke about this a little bit last week. We'll be having seminars and when posing classes and everything comes. But just saying, you 157 days. And I'd like to point out that yesterday I negotiated Max's and Maxines to come on board as a sponsor for the whole year again. So they're covering naming rights for all of 2017 for my shows. And it's the 17th year in a row.
Pretty good.
So, look, a huge shout out to Max's, especially Keith Ellis and Tony Tocasio. I'm proud to call these guys not just business associates, but they're friends. You know, we're good mates.
I'm proud to call them my sponsor.
Yeah, and they've supported IMBA South Australia ever since 2000 when I asked them to come and give me a hand with this show. And since then they've been as a major sponsor. And if you have a look at most contest calendars or posters around the country, you'd see Max's on there. They're always the first to sponsor. So we use Max's products, all their aminos, everything. The new capsule range is brilliant. Yeah. So check them out. Support them if you're a competitor. Buy a Max's product every now and then. You know? But yeah, look, 17 years. I don't think there's been partnership like that in Australia. I'll take that anyway. Yeah. So I'm proud of that, and thank you so much to Maxis. Quickly before we wrap up, check out our specials. Ari will put up the appropriate shots as we go along. So we've got this month, we spoke about the Optimum Nutrition pre-workout deal and the BSN pre-workout deal. So what you do is if you buy a Optimum Nutrition 5-pound and a Gold Standard pre-workout, you get a free gym bag for $190.95. Or if you get a BSN Synthesis Edge protein and a No Explode, you get that free gym bag. And it's a really nice, good quality gym bag. I will have the images up. They're running pretty well until all the gym bags are given away. Cool. We've also got 15% off on all Victory products this month. Cool. Coming soon, ATP, our friends at ATP, another one of our favourite companies, are coming out with all individual aminos and creatines and glutamines at a really good price. So
Awesome.
they'll be in next month. And ATP is coming out with a protein powder early next year as well.
I wonder if they're going to do another like tour explaining stuff again.
Yeah, we should get Matt Leg back.
He's
I've actually
great.
thought about that, so we should do that because he's so good to listen to. Check out the ATP podcast, the ATP project. I think that's a wrap. We've been rattling on for a long time.
17 minutes honestly.
Yeah. So don't forget below to subscribe and hit like.
If you're watching this on the toilet, you've been sitting there for a long time.
Yeah.
Why?
Good cardio video.
Yeah.
All right, thanks guys, and we'll catch you next week.
Stay humble, don't mean up.
See ya.